very important system in our body that helps keep us healthy by fighting infections, balancing fluids, and removing waste. What is the lymphatic system? The lymphatic system is like a network of highways in our body. It carries a clear fluid called lymph, which contains immune cells. These highways are made up of tiny vessels, larger trunks, and organs. This system has three main jobs. First, drain fluid. It collects extra fluid from our tissues and returns it to the blood. Second, absorb fats. It helps absorb fats from the food we eat. Third, fight infections. It carries and stores immune cells to protect us from germs. Now, let's my other group mates to introduce to you about the details of the lymphatic system.
Hi, so let's talk about lymphatic trunk. What is lymphatic trunk? Lymphatic trunk is a collection of lymph vessels that carry lymph and drains into the lymph duct. There are 5 types of lymph trunks: folded lymphatic trunk and one unpaired lymphatic trunk. The folded lymphatic trunk is truncular trunk, subclavian trunks, mucodomestinal trunks, and lumbar trunks. Truncular trunk is a paired trunk that drains the lymph. They are formed by vessels that emerge from the superior and inferior cervical lymph nodes. Subclavian trunks drain the upper lymph and formed by afferent lymphatic vessels from the axillary lymph nodes. Mucodomestinal trunks is a larger trunk draining the chest, including the lungs, heart, trachea, mediastinal, and mammary glands. There is one trunk on each side of the body, and they drain into the thoracic part of the left side and the right side. Last, lumbar trunks is the trunks that drain the legs, pelvic region, and kidneys, while intestinal trunk is the unpaired lymphatic trunk. This trunk drains in the gut.
Lymphatic vessels are like a drainage network for your body. Along the way, lymph pass through lymph nodes, small bean-shaped structure where the harmful invaders like bacteria and viruses are trapped and destroyed. Unlike blood vessels, lymphatic vessels are rely on muscle movement and breathing to flow. One-way valve ensures the lymph moves towards the heart, preventing backflow.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Shahira binti Ahmad Mukrim and my metric number is 23304341 and I'm from Environmental Health and Occupational course. For my part, I will explaining about the lymphatic capillary and lymphatic nodule. Under microscope, you can see the external structure of the lymphatic capillaries. From the slide, we can see how the intestinal fluid influence the condition in the lymphatic capillary. Bacteria involved in the nutrient absorptions. It will form tide that will transport the triglyceride into further location. The location and the function of the tonsil. The main role of tonsil is to develop immunity by the swelling action. Tonsils are lymph nodules that help filter out the germs that enter through our nose and our mouth. They let the pathogens penetrate into their tissue and will be eliminated by the lymphoid follicle. Thus, tonsil is one of the important parts in the child immune system. By removing them does not affect the body's ability to fight against infections. Usually, enlarged tonsils are removed, have they highly exposed to infection, and can help in difficulty in swallowing food. The tissue are classified based on the location, and the mucosa here makes the inner lining of organ and cavity. Control cell-associated lymphoid tissue produce immune response to specific antigen, and cell will move up the foreign particle that enter the tissue to APC. APC reduce them into class 1 and class 2 MS3 molecules to T cells. And B cells will be activated by helper T cell, and both cells will migrate into other part of the eye tract and other MALT sites.
One of the MLT is BLT that fully involved in the filtering the airborne microbe. We can see here the mechanism of them.
Hi, so this is an illustration of normal lymphatic anatomy in flow. Fluid in lymphatic system flows from the peripheral organs such as the lungs, the liver, and intestine towards the center. Most of the fluid collects in the main channel for lymphatic drainage called thoracic duct. This fluid flows up, and in most people it drains into subclavian vein on the left side. Two very important streams for lymphatic flow are the liver and intestine, because each of these streams contributes about 40% of the fluid that ultimately makes its way into the thoracic duct. When you're not feeling so great, like when you're coming down with something, you may notice some swelling on the side of your neck. Those lumps probably feel soft and tender to the touch and may even hurt a little. Those bumps on your neck are swollen lymph nodes. The medical terms for swollen lymph nodes are lymphadenopathy. So lymphadenopathy is common and actually a good thing. The swelling in these lymph nodes are one of your body's natural reaction to illness or infection. Swollen lymph nodes mean your body's immune system is working to clear away the infection and invading viruses or bacteria. Your swollen glands act like filters that help your body get rid of germs, cells, or other foreign matter that passes through your lymph fluid. Lymph fluid is a clear or slightly yellowish fluid made up of white blood cells, proteins, and fats. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Nick Intan Amira from Medical Radiation Year 1, and today I'm going to talk about primary lymphoid organs and lymphocyte development.
The primary lymphoid organs are the bone marrow and thymus glands. The lymphoid organs are where lymphocytes mature, proliferate, and are selected, which enables them to attack pathogens without harming the cells of the body.
So, let's move to bone marrow. What is bone marrow? Bone marrow is the soft, spongy tissue that has many blood vessels and found in the center of most bones. There are two types of bone marrow, which is red and yellow. Red bone marrow contains blood stem cells that can become red blood cells, white blood cells, or platelets. Yellow bone marrow is mostly found fat and contains stem cells that can become cartilage, fat, or bone cells. Without the bone marrow, our bodies could not produce the white cell we need to fight the infection, the red blood cell we need to carry the oxygen, and the platelets we need to stop the bleeding. Some illness and treatment can destroy bone marrow. The diseases including leukemia, reticular cell sarcoma of bone, aplastic anemia, and defective immune system. This leaves the person unable to make the new blood cells they need to fight infection and recover. In some cases, the best treatment is transplant of bone marrow donated by another person. That's all from me. Bye.
Let's talk about the thymus gland. Located just above your heart, this small organ plays a big role in your immune system. The thymus is most active during childhood, producing and training T cells, specialized immune cells that fight infections and cancer. Inside Unlike the thymus, immature T cell or thymocytes undergo rigorous training. In the outer cortex, they multiply and learn to identify the harmful invaders. Only the strong T cells survive and move to the medulla, where they are fine-tuned before entering your bloodstream. After puberty, the thymus begins to shrink and become less active. However, the T cells are produced early in life continue to provide long-term immunity, protecting you from disease. The lymphatic vessel and thymus gland are vital for a healthy immune system, working together to keep your body strong.
Dye-George syndrome, also known as 22q11.2 deletion syndrome, is a genetic condition causing heart abnormalities, impaired immune system, and developmental delays. It affects 90% of cases due to a random deletion on chromosome 22, affecting heart, underdeveloped thymus, and decreased calcium levels. In 10% cases, autosomal dominant inheritance occur from one parent. Pregnant women and those with a family member with the condition should discuss genetic testing with their healthcare provider. The condition can lead to learning, behavioral, and mental health problems, including ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, depression, anxiety, and autoimmune conditions.
Now, let's look at the secondary lymphoid organs, where our immune cells work together to fight infections. What are secondary lymphoid organs? These organs are like meeting places for immune cells. They help the body detect and respond to germs. There are three main ones. First, lymph nodes. These are small, pin-shaped organs found all over the body. They filter lymph and trap germs. Second, spleen. This organ cleans the blood, removes all blood cells, and helps fight germs in the blood. Third, lymphoid nodules. These are small areas of tissue like tonsils that protect areas like your throat and gut. Basically, the secondary lymphoid organs play a big role in protecting us from infections. Now, let's listen to my other group mates to explain about the secondary lymphoid organs.
The function of spleen is act as antigen-presenting cell for dendritic macrophage. Also, act as activation and proliferation of T lymphocytes, formation of antibodies, formation of RBC in fetal life, and others. Function of spleen is act as antigen-presenting cell for dendritic macrophage. Also, activation and proliferation for T lymphocyte, production of antibodies, formation of antigen in fetal life, and others. Spleen is reticular and lymphatic tissue. The location of spleen is at L hypochondria of abdominal cavity. The spleen is purplish in color. The weight of spleen is under 200. Spleen is an organ located in the upper parts of abdomen near the stomach. It involves in several important functions related to the immune system and blood. The structure of spleen is slightly oval, enclosed in a fibroelastic capsule. The splenic pulp contains two parts. First, white pulp, and second, red pulp. Red pulp contains two parts. First, splenic cord, and second, splenic sinuses.
The spleen is kind of like a giant lymph node. The spleen is the largest organ of the lymphatic system, and it sits in our upper left quadrant. The functions of the spleen are to filter blood, recycle iron, store red blood cells and platelets, and prevent infection. The spleen is intraperitoneal. It has a smooth convex outer surface and tends to be a dark reddish purple color. The inner surface has a hilum, where the splenic artery enters the spleen and the splenic vein exits. The splenic artery is a branch of the celiac trunk from the abdominal aorta. The splenic artery travels along the top of the pancreas to reach the spleen. The splenic vein drains into the portal vein and heads to the liver. The spleen has two types of tissue, red pulp, which has roles in red blood cell maintenance, and white pulp, which is involved in the immune system. The spleen removes old red blood cells and metabolizes hemoglobin into amino acids and bilirubin. In terms of the immune system, it produces lymphocytes and antibodies. During development, the spleen has the additional job of producing all different types of blood cells. We actually can survive without a spleen. In that case, the lymph nodes and the liver take on the roles of the spleen.
Hello everyone, next we're gonna continue with lymph nodes. So what is lymph nodes? Lymph nodes are located throughout the body. There are probably hundreds of them in our body. They are small glands that play a crucial role in the immune system. Now let's see the structure of lymph nodes. They are small, sometimes found in round or oval shape, basically like bean shape, located along the pathway of lymph vessel, typically found in cluster, which is arranged in group along the blood vessel or the bending side of joint. They receive lymph from many body regions like inferior and superior body part. Lymph nodes are also found individually throughout the body tissue. They regulate the flow of lymph through afferent vessel and efferent lymph vessel, like main entrance door and exit door. They're categorized into superficial and deep groups. Superficial means near the surface, while deep groups mean inside our body. They are also surrounded by a tough capsule of connective tissue to prevent damage and separate into compartments by trabecle, the extension of the capsule. Their function is to compartmentalize organization, allowing efficient immune response while also facilitating the movement of lymph and immune cell throughout different areas. Here is our location of lymph nodes in our body. Lymph node divided into two parts, which is cortex and medulla. First, cortex is the outer layer of these nodes. It contains lymphoid nodules that pack with reticular cell, which is a supportive cell, macrophage, anti-presenting cell, and lymphocyte. Lymphocyte here mainly formed by B lymphocyte, but there is also T lymphocyte that helps B lymphocyte. There are subscapular sinus and cortical sinus that running through between the nodule. Medulla of lymph nodes are more simpler as it only have two components, which is medulla cord, a branch cord-like extension of lymphocyte tissue arising from the paracortex, and medullary sinus, which is a bridge by reticular cells and fibers. Now, let's see the function of lymph nodes. The main function is filtration of lymph. Lymph nodes function to filter and remove debris and pathogens like bacteria, virus from the lymph. Dendritic cells and macrophages within this organ internalize and kill many of the pathogens that pass through, thereby removing them from the body. Next is for immune surveillance, where T cell, B cell, macrophage monitor the lymph for any sign of infection or disease. These immune cells continuously work together to check for any pathogens and initiate appropriate immune response when needed. Any bacteria that infect the interstitial fluid are taken up by the lymphatic capillaries and transported to original lymph nodes. And they are also function in adaptive immune system. Last but not least, storage and proliferate of immune cells. Lymph nodes store immune cells such as T cell, B cell, plasma cell, and macrophage. When an infection or immune challenge occurs, this cell can rapidly proliferate and mount an immune response.
In summary, the lymphatic system is a series of vessels, ducts, and trunks that remove interstitial fluid from the tissues and return it to the blood. The lymphatics are also used to transport dietary lipids and cells of the immune system. Cells of the immune system come from hematopoietic system of the bone marrow. Primary lymphoid organs, the bone marrow and thymus gland, are the location where lymphocytes of the adaptive immune system proliferate and mature. Secondary lymphoid organs are sites where mature lymphocytes congregate to mount immune responses. Many immune system cells use the lymphatic and circulatory system for transport throughout the body to search for and then protect against pathogens.
Thank you for watching.